legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice. Hoping. Because you got to hold your breath for justice. To see justice before our face too bleak. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. Anyways, this is the continuation of my video from earlier today, probably a couple of hours ago now. I was recording and then the phone not only was overheating, but I don't know what happened. The whole thing just went faded to white. Um, I say before it all fades to black, it all faded to white and it cut off. So I went on and let the phone cool down, ran my errands, got my little Cedrins for my headache, got me some coffee. I tried a new coffee spot that's over there on my shorts. You'll be able to see that because y'all know your girl loves her coffee because Cadillac don't never sit still, girl. And they got that espresso, girl. It's called Future Bean. Yes, that's for the content creator. Y'all know beyond content creation, I'm an artist and a graphic designer. And when I had to pull them all nighters working on that graphic design work, girl, coffee. When I had to, this reminds me of when I had to keep going up that road to see my husband, but then had to hurry and get back and set up all night because I had a project due in the morning. But girl, so I got my coffee. I do have to work in like maybe 3 hours. That's going to go by so quickly. So let me just finish up the story. Anyways, your girl rambles. Part one will be in the description box. But yeah, so I was talking about prison wife life and how two of the biggest obstacles, not the only biggest obstacles, but two of, are the time and the distance between you and your loved one. Um, so just last week, the distance between me and my loved one widened, right? Because he was 35 minutes away on the expressway, and now he is 2 hours and 18 minutes away on the highway. So I actually got to get on the interstate, to go see him now. Um, I do plan to still go see him Sunday. Y'all know we were planning for him to, our grandson just turned 1. We was gonna do our little celebration of his birthday together during visitation, but then in the middle of the week they transferred him, and it just, I don't know. I'm still trying to make that happen, even though he's further away now. So I'm trying to figure out. I had to put in visitation 4 times because I put in 2 for the facility that he was at down the street because our daughter was about to go. So I put in her visitation application. I put in mine, and then surprise, the next day I was like, "Oh, I did it early, Marcello. I did visitation early because I had forgot it the week before." And every time you have a +1 win, you have a setback. So though I did it early, surprise, he's not even in that facility. So I had to, and thank God it was before the Wednesday because the cutoff, I wouldn't even been able to see him this weekend. Um, I had to hurry up and try to do it for the new facilities he's at. So I don't even know what section, for lack of better word, I'm gonna call it campus he's at, or camp. Let's call it that because that's what they call it. I don't know what camp he's at, so I had to put in the visitation for each one because I don't want to get way up there and they say, "Oh no, he's not at this camp. He's at the other camp." You know how they have, they'll have the facility name, but then they'll have the east, the west, I don't know. And I tried to call his classification yesterday on my 15-minute lunch. So rather than me enjoying my lunch, this is the life of a prison wife. Rather than enjoying your lunch, because it's already hard to eat in 15 minutes, I'm trying to call a classification officer, which she did not answer. It just rang and rang and rang until the phone cut off. It really rang through my whole 15-minute break. So I did not get no answers. But they transferred him, and now he's further away. So I just had to put in all the campuses. Girl, too much. It's way too much. I just need this to be behind me in a figment of my imagination. It used to be like when I worked at Walmart, or the super center, because girl, I ain't trying to put them out there like that, but I already did. But it was one of the worst, horriblest parts of my life when my husband went off wrongfully to prison. He started at Appalachia Correctional Institution, which is like 5 hours and something away from the house. And at that same time, because my husband was snatched out of our household, I could no longer provide daycare because my husband was providing. He was providing. So when you take our provider from our household, it leaves so much more stress on me. So I had to not only become the mother, but then play the father role as well. So I could not afford daycare. So how I handled that was work overnight and keep our daughter during the day. And during the evenings, I went to hair school. So having a 1 year old, was she one? Yeah, she had just turned one, but I wanted to do better for us, which, dang, I never quite got better. Though I strived, I really did struggle and strive. But having a 1 year old, you're not going to sleep during that day. So if I went to school in the evening and I worked overnight, when the heck did I sleep? Well, when my 1 year old cat napped, I would creep in the door, get a little nap before she and wake up. When she took a small nap, I got another second nap. And then when my parents came home, I would drive to hair school as fast as I could so I could sleep in the parking lot before school started. And then on in school, we had a break. I would eat as fast as I can so that I could take a nap during school. And then I would rush to my overnight job so that I could sleep in the parking lot quickly before work. And then I had a 15 minutes where I would eat so that on my hour lunch, I can take a nap. And then I would have my last 15-minute break at work overnight where I would take another nap. And then I would rush home again. This is where the day recycles itself, a never ending cycle, stuck in a loop. So I would rush home again so that I can creep in the door and hopefully not wake her up to begin the next day of the week. So I never slept. My sleep was broken. And that was caused, only reason I went through that is because they wrongfully convicted and snatched my husband out the household. So that's why I had to suffer like that. And it not only took a toll on me, it of course took a toll on our daughter. Our daughter suffered behind that. Those are the things that you have to deal with because of this life. Um, yeah, the kids hurt the most, and they literally don't care about the kids. The people that keep this thing going like this machine, they don't give a darn about the kids. Which reminds me, I do need to finish. A plus could be that he was transferred, because you have to look at things through spiritual eyes and through the eyes of God. God has a mission and a purpose for me. And maybe I'm getting distracted and I need to get back to it. I had children's books because my daughter grew up with an incarcerated father and did not have no one else to turn to because they just didn't understand. None of her other, like she stated, none of her other friends, they all had at least stepfathers. Like, why the heck does she not have a father? And I was like, no, you have a father. He's just incarcerated. And then when she did realize it was prison that we were visiting, she's like, so when is he getting out? When is he coming home? Is he going to come home by this time? Is he going to come home by the time I'm 10? Is he going to come home by the time of... No, none of the above, because now he missed her first step, her first word, her kindergarten graduation, her high school graduation, her college graduation, her tech school graduation. She went back to school, so he's going to miss, because I believe she graduates next year from nursing school. He's going to miss that too. He missed the birth of our granddaughter. He missed my graduation in 2020 because I done got myself up as a prison wife slash single mother by force, not choice. And even got myself graduated and through school. He missed that. He missed the birth of our granddaughter and grandson and whatever else, the milestones in their life. He done now missed our grandson's first birthday. He done missed birthdays 1 through 3 of our granddaughter. And how much more will he miss behind a wrongful conviction? That's why it's so dire that I break this freaking story, but I have no voice. I'm silenced. I have no platform that is reaching anybody. I have something called Project Reach the World, but I'm reaching this amount of people. And then I guess the people that I'm reaching, they really want to help me, but I don't think they are able to. And they are helping as much as they can, but it's going to take an army. I really need a following. I really need. But all of that tangent, because I was supposed to be working on these children book. My daughter, our daughter was writing her feelings, and I was supposed to be illustrating them. And I got way off, course with that. So possibly this is the time. And then when I was trying to get myself back into my graphic design work, because my husband has written 4 or 5 books while he's been incarcerated. And putting out books is very difficult. I attempted to edit his first book. I typed his first book and I'm disabled. I have carpal tunnel nerve damage and everything else. So it took forever and a day to even type his book. And then trying to edit. Oh my gosh, if you never edited a book, it is way too much. And then I got kind of lost there. I didn't know how to finish through and publish, so it gets pushed to the side. So we've been sitting on his books forever. He's convinced that those books are going to open up doors financially for us so that, he could get legal representation so that his family can be taken care of, because he feels like crap because it's really like he's leaving his wife and his children and now grandchildren out here stranded and struggling, which is true, but it's not his fault. But, a man, you can't tell them that. They're going to still feel responsible for it, because when they they bring life into this world, they're expected to take care of that life. So, so possibly this time is supposed to be used towards that. We definitely at least I think possibly my children's books would be a easier project if I can focus to complete than getting his novels edited, typed, and uploaded and doing something. I don't know. But that's what I was supposed to be doing. And as soon as I got plans this year that I was going to, stop trying to build this platform, stop trying to break his story, because I haven't broken in 23 years, which have now been a waste of my life. I haven't broken in 23 years. So what in the jail makes me think I'm going to break his story within the last 10 years of his wrongful conviction? So at this point, I need to just focus on building my graphic design business. And that's when I took sick and was almost deleted earlier this year due to I was in ketoacidosis. So the moment I turned my focus back to graphic design, I kind of life shifted me off focus with that. And then upon getting out the hospital, it made me even want him more, because I'm like, what if I pass and he's not out? Nobody else is going to fight for him like I fought. Nobody has fought with me. So nobody's going to fight for him. So I really need him home before I leave Earth. But now we're just praying and hoping that I'm still alive. He's still alive when 2038 comes and he's free from his wrongful conviction. But the purpose of the video was because I know he has 10 more years, and it's not logical that they would allow him to stay close to home for 10 years. The most, maybe 5 to 6 years, they'll keep you at the same facility. But this one, he only reached 1 year. So now he's back up the road. And when they transfer you back up, if